you all think that this US economy will be hurt? All right. Let me see what's your take, everybody. Do you think that the US economy will be hurt this time around once again? Okay, I'm waiting for your answers. All right, Kauza say yes, the US economy will be hurt. How about the rest of you guys? What do you think? Okay. Okay, Chen Kui say no. Okay, how about the rest? Okay, they are still a bit earlier, 26 of y'all guys. Okay, I have two sides of it. Okay, first of all, I believe that the US economy, the global economy will still be hurt because of COVID-19, but it's not going to be like something that we have seen before, because we have already prepared ourselves, and with all the vaccination that's ongoing right now, right, it will basically put a dampener. It will put a dampener in the market, it will put a dent in the stock market, but it should likely be able to proceed as per normal. And in fact itself, right, but later on itself, right, as you can see, the airline shares also, airlines sector was supposed to is really recovering. Then maybe if the COVID comes again, it will go down a bit again, but this time they're all prepared, they know what to do, and then after that it may go up again. So that is what is happening in my opinion. All right, so everybody will know what to do, right? So Eric said no more government don't know how to protect the economy. Gary says that no, but when though. Okay, Carl said delayed effect but will still hurt. Okay, Eileen say yes but lesser impact. So basically itself, right, you all feel that same way, right? Right, that the virus will hit the economy, but it will not. It most likely will not really hurt that bad lah. That's what I'm saying, unless something drastic really happened. So before we start this morning, once again, disclaimer as usual. All right, do note whatever I share today is learning. It's a learning aid, and trade with your own eyes open. Do your risk management, and also carefully consider your current financial status, okay, and condition. Okay, all right. Now, federal projection is going to be right. Okay, this is a very cute cartoon that I found on internet. Now, this is Federal Reserve so-called projection. Of course, it looks good, positive, looks very nice. Then they turn out exactly as we expected, but just the wrong way. So I like this cartoon. You all like this cartoon? You like this cartoon, right? Give me a love or a like button, okay? I think this cartoon is very, very funny. All right, it's a very cute cartoon. All right. So indeed itself, right, this is what exactly is happening right now. Wait, I do something paper, sorry. Wait, just give me a moment. I need to off something here. Okay. Okay. All right. So this is just a joke, but well, it is possible if let's say that everything is so well expected, but when they don't turn out well, right, it may go the other way around, and it could be very detrimental. All right. So the thing is that we all know that Federal Reserve expect no inflation, but it's actually happening, and you can see that from the New York Fed survey is at a high level. Fed says that, right, there'll be tapering, but later or much later. All right. So apparently it's all right. They say that we don't expect it to be so fast, but I kind of suspect that it may come earlier. So all this inflation and tapering thingy is something that they are saying that it will come later, but apparently, right, it may come earlier than expected, and of course that will change the market projection, and that's what I meant with the cartoon. All right, so this guy Nicholas Davos, all right, Davis, all right, he's believe in analysis and not forecasting. A good quote for keeping trading scientific and in the moment. Try to keep focusing to a minimum if possible. All right. So for us as an educator, usually we do have to do some forecasts to basically draw the attention of people. But come to TWB here, you realize that we keep on reminding you about how to follow the system, and we keep on reminding about the market that is basically repeating in patterns. And that is the reason why I don't mind sharing this with you about patterns. And our job is to look out for the next pattern of the market. All right, so later on at about 9:10, we talk about Hang Seng and Shanghai market. So for today, right, the reason to stay bullish, right, I realized that over the last 3 days, I can't find any much greater stuff on this. I keep on try to find for you. I couldn't find a really valid one. So those last 2 weeks, right, I've been showing all the valid ones. So, I mean, I don't want to replay those previously shown before. So I've managed to find one today, and this is the one that is done by Morgan Stanley Research. Of course, when I say find one, right, it has to be really that the boys are using, not just only from the internet or some YouTuber creating an Excel. I don't do that. I usually make sure that the source must be a good source. Because imagine this, I'm also using for myself, right? So how can I, give you something that is not so good? So for me, is that I got a very minimum expectation of my research sharing. So you can see that over the last 15 to 16 years, you can see that, right, this is what the Morgan Stanley research shows, that we are actually now, right, from repair is now going towards expansion level already. So that's why in terms of US indicator, it seems to be telling you that the market got more upside to go. Now, previously it was downturn in 2018 downturn. All right, so it was 2018, the taper tantrum. Then after that, followed by the pandemic, and then causes the big sell-off. Then after that, there's all the repair work that was done in this last year, February, all the way to last year, October. Then after that, when by last year, December, that's where we see a bit of recovery in a much faster manner. And that's where we are today. All right, so that is the US cycle indicator. And if you buy into this, that means that we are looking to go into expansion mode. And usually expansion mode may take about 3 years to 5 years. So on one side of it, right, it seems that we are very clear, we walk out of this pandemic. On the other side of it itself, right, with the market so currently overvalued, right, a pullback of a significant figure will be actually pretty positive for the market. All right, that's what we are actually looking at right now. Okay, so in terms of earnings today, we're going to have bigger earnings from 19. We will have the IBM coming out their earnings, so much of IBM. Then after that, the rest are quite not that well known. But tomorrow we have Netflix and Chipotle, Halliburton, and of course we may have KeyBank. All right. Then after that, on 21st is Johnson & Johnson, okay, and Coca-Cola. I expect Coca-Cola shares to be okay, doing better because of the recovery of the economy. And of course, we have Twitter, and last one American Express. Okay, so that is what we have for this week. So this week, honestly, don't have really significant big guns coming out their earnings. So it's only the third week of this July. It's where the technologies are all involved. That is where things get a little bit interesting. All right. Okay, this one I had to skip. I haven't done the update yet. Okay, so Susan go live as usual every day, Monday to Friday, 3 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then Monday, Wednesday, Friday evening, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. All right, to continue to support her, okay? Okay, sorry, I think this morning my PowerPoint, I didn't get myself prepared. Just a moment. This morning, I spent a lot of time unnecessarily on this this portion here because I was thinking that I actually wake up too early and I see the wrong thing. All right, so this one is not the one, but I might just go through first. So we now know that, right, yesterday we have 88 new locally transmitted COVID-19 cases, okay? And obviously 67 of them, right, 2/3, right, came from the KTVs and the fishery, all right? And of course, something now more and more markets also getting involved with this. So people are getting a little bit sick right now at the moment. You can see that. So fresh fish and seafood store were ordered to stop operating. That's why if today you go to the market, right, you notice that you can buy fish or you can buy prawns and stuff. But of course, if you go NTUC, it's still available. But as usual, people went in to buy big lots of it. But think about this, fresh fish and prawns and stuff like that, it was spoiled. So it's very stupid, honestly, in my opinion. And of course, today with the time back in with 2 packs, minimally, I mean the maximum, but 2 packs, and unless you are vaccinated and stuff like that. So it's gonna be quite interesting to see how we know about that itself. But of course, sorry, myself haven't go for my jabs yet. My wife just went out to go for a jab. So yeah, let's see but I think for makan's sake, I'll go. Okay. Anyway, the thing is that I'm quite concerned this morning because I spent nearly an hour reading this. Like 2 primary school students from Naval Base and Opera Estate, right? They were sick. And of course, RI has went into HBL, all right, onto this. All right, you can see that, right, because of the store assistant at RI was tested positive. And of course, he was okay. But after that, what happened? Just fall sick. All right, so they're all under HPL at the moment, right? So when I was reading this at about 5:40 a.m. this morning, I was reading it through, I got an idea roughly there. But after that, right, I caught something in my mind. I saw something very interesting. Then after that, about 6:30, right, to 7 o'clock, I go back to the same article to just take out the key information. I realized that the information was no longer there. Indeed, the information was no longer there. And I was like, did I saw wrongly? So I went through at Google, and I realized that when I Google, right, I couldn't find the information again. So I remember that I saw it in one of the Facebook comments. But because Facebook, right, it's just only a news feed, right? So I had to go through. Then finally, I found that Facebook article that I read. And I realized that the comments down there itself have people also saw that particular part. So what I did was I basically take the part and then I do a Google search. And I realized that I couldn't find the particular part of the article anymore. Can you understand what I'm trying to rattle on it? Okay, so what I'm trying to explain to you is a very simple thing. Okay, so in order to verify my source, as you know, I always verify my source, right? So what I did was I went to our MOH and then I get the most refreshed data at 7:30 a.m. when I start my doing it. I'm telling you the truth, right? Then I realized that, the timing, the date is like, this is 18 July, and 18 July, the thing is there, right? Can you see it's there? But the updated was 17 July. Can you see that? 18 July wasn't there. So then after that, okay, that wasn't first suspicious. Then of course, more things happened, okay? Now, I'm not too sure how many of you do Excel spreadsheet for your bosses, but I'm pretty sure when I do for my so-called back end boss, right? You see this guy? You notice that this is there, this particular field is there. 0 to 11 years old is supposed to be indicated by a dark box. So when you put a gradient there, definitely there must be some indication on the chart, right? So in case I color blind, can I ask all of you, that 55 of you here right now, right? Do you see any part that is darkened, have the darkened gray box inside this entire chart statistics? Because I scared I color blind, so I want you guys to take a look and tell me, do you see anything of this? Any part of the charts over here itself, right, actually shows the age range of 0 to 11. Okay, so Jerry say no, only one Jerry, Or Eric also say don't have, don't see, Carl. I mean, maybe I say, maybe because they must be prim and proper, right? So they will make sure they do 0 all the way to 60. So like that makes sense, right? Like that makes sense, right? It means that they're really very comprehensive. They make sure that they show you everything from 0 to 60. So 0 to 11 don't have, so that's why not reflected, right? Okay. They are not in ICU. Yeah, they're not in ICU, that's correct. But then there's also this part here. Requires oxygen supplementation. It's not ICU. Do know that ICU is ICU. Requires supplementation means that they are lying down and they need oxygen to go into their body. Yeah, correct. So this is no right. No have right. Correct. But here correct. It's only for oxygen and ICU, right? Okay. All I can tell you this is not what I saw this morning. Okay. Now I have actually the screenshot of it, but I think that I don't get myself into trouble. So all I can say is that, right, sometime in life, right, please do yourself a favor. Please do yourself a favor, right? You can trust the media, especially the mainstream media, but just don't believe everything that they say. You can believe in most of it, but just don't believe in everything they say. All right. Sometimes for national interest, maybe you need to take care of certain things. That's my personal opinion. And also, I say this once again, guys, it's not the government, responsibility for your own kids. You are, as parents, as grandparents. If your kid come back home today, they're not feeling well, don't brush it off as if that they are okay. All right, please be serious with this. All I can tell you that. Okay? All right, like I say, anything in life you need to do, be careful, okay? Yeah. All right, yeah, because this morning one when I saw the article one, right, it's very different. I think some people now in internet have caught on the wind already. You can go and Google it out. You understand my point. Okay, so sorry, I can't show you and I don't want to show you all. Okay, so of course Tokyo Olympic athlete, right? One of them again got this is like the fourth athlete already, right, from different country. All right. Now, in Tokyo alone, there are more than 1,000 new cases for the last 4 consecutive days. And many Japanese are opposing the games with the influx of overseas visitors, which is obviously, right? So that is Tokyo, all right, for the Olympic. Then in England, wow, England better still. England is going to lift up this COVID lockdown. And despite all the experts, okay, so more than 1,200 scientists backed a letter to Lancet Medical Journal to tell Boris Johnson that the plan to reopen the economy is dubbed dangerous and premature. Okay, so you are having 1,200 learned scientists, experts, and they're telling you this is dangerous, and the number of people falling sick in the UK is still climbing, but they're going to open today. So don't you think that is incredible? All right, I mean, we can understand that for economy not to open, they will really kill themselves. I can totally understand that. That is the reason why I can see the rational reason for all this reopening of economy. So that's why I say this. If the government need to do what they need to do, then as people of the country, you just have to take self-responsibility. That's why, honestly, I think after today, I will just go and register myself for the COVID jab already. Yeah, I think that it's just do what you need to do. All right. Okay. So those guys who haven't got a jab yet, right? Well, I understand why you don't do it, but in my opinion, it's the same thing too. But for the family, if not, right, you realize that we can't go for meals together. And to me, family unity is very important. So of course, I will take care of that. So yeah. All right. OPEC and allies target full end to oil production cut by September 2022. So oil production cut. So that will increase the supply limit as price climb. All right. So that is what is happening right now. So they are basically demanding their baseline to be done. So OPEC basically, right, phase out the 5.8 million barrel, right, cut by 2022. Okay. So basically they are trying to increase more and more and more to make sure that the prices will kept within acceptable range. All right. So that's what's happening in OPEC right now. UK mistook Johnson for Johnson & Johnson. Good one, Carl. All right, so this week we have tomorrow we have a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. All right, these are the 3 big days for the data. Now Tuesday data, quite nothing much. Building permits is about the same. So today got no much US data, but Wednesday we have crude oil inventories. But as you know, crude oil have been climbing up, so really this inventories is going to be not really crucial. So the only one that I see for this week that is a bit important is the initial jobless claim. All right, and the existing home sales. These two are the bigger one, but that is Thursday. So, so there'll be more time to go. All right, so no need to worry for time being for big news. But the on Friday, the Dow Jones came off after hitting 35,000. Right, it came all the way down. So there was no much reason for the selling, but it's just that the market wants to take profit. So the Dow dropped 300 points, snapped a 3-week winning streak. Primary is because now, right, the inflation fear again overshadowed the strong retail number. So last Friday, the retail number was good, but now they talk about inflation again. So one moment they are looking at inflation, one moment don't have, but it's always there. Okay, all right. And the other thing is, all right, the US consumer sentiment, right, was actually not so good. Right, it was 85.5 last month, but interesting with the stock market going up, everything's going well, right? The consumer sentiment actually dropped by 5 basis points, and actually is worse than the economy. So people getting anxiety, there's anxiety, and we're getting worried, and you need to take notice of all this. And of course, we all know very clear, all right, if consumers are buying things and their income is not really there, so of course any increment will definitely create a problem, and that is the reason why the sentiment drops. To the rich and powerful, even the increase of 50 cents to $1, it doesn't change their lifestyle. So to them, it's still okay. So that is whereby you must watch this very closely already. And of course, the primary part is this. We have The consumer price index going up by 5.4%. It's already the fastest pace ever in last 13 years. All right, we're talking about overall itself, the stock market all moving higher, but then again, the data are not following. So FYI, despite the last week losses, we are still up by 13% for the year, and we're just 1.1% from the all-time high. S&P is up by 15% for the year, and also up by, it's only 1.51% from the all-time high level. So with all this thing tells you that, right, the data, the earnings are good, the data are not good, and the stock market seems to be taking the data as a guidance, all right? So that is something you need to take note of. All right, news-wise, there isn't much to this morning. I don't see any much news, so I cannot tell you anything here. Seemingly that the market is just a bit anxiety in the moment right now. All right, so time check now is 9:13. So let's look at a quick one on look at the Dow Jones first. Hang Seng is coming up soon. Okay, let's look at China A50 now. China A50 has gapped down. China A50 has gapped down this morning. Okay, this is not good sign. Like I say, very good chance China A50 will be going down to the target level that I've been mentioning. Remember, I said that China A50 will come down to this point here, and this point is 16,436. I've been very clear with this specific number. And even though the market went up, right, I keep on saying that if the market pulls back, it will come down to this level. Correct. This is something that I said, okay? Then, of course, I also mentioned about Hong Kong. I said that last Friday wasn't very nice. Hong Kong market went all the way up. All right, then after that, pulls back. Now, you notice, right, this was the BNB that happened on Thursday, and the market really hit the RL, couldn't stay up, pulled back down all the way. So today, the support level definitely be at 27,633 because that is the BNB SL level, right? Now, of course, if it goes lower, I kind of suspect that it will likely be going down lower to somewhere around here. That will give you approximately about 27,060 range, okay, for this point here. So I suspect that Hang Seng may drop all the way down to 27,060 level. Okay, so it's below MA30 and MA200. So all these are quite negative towards the market. Okay, Hang Seng is open now. Hang Seng has opened. Okay, Hang Seng is open now. It's gapped down lower. You can see live right now. The Hang Seng is now trading very closely towards the BNB SL level that I mentioned. So if it loses this itself, right, then the market may go all the way down to 27,060 level. Okay, that is the Hang Seng at the moment. Then we look at Hang Seng chart with our TWV system. Now, for Hang Seng chart with TWV system, you can see that yesterday, the last Friday, we saw is a CCRY positioning. But the problem is this. Today, right, if you look at the opening price, now today the opening price is below pivot 2. Can you see that? Now it's trading above OP, but the KSI is red. So I'm pretty confident to tell you that if later on, if the Hang Seng goes below OP, it will go down to KTR -1 rather easily. So if you look at the 5-minute chart right now, okay, this is the 5-minute chart right now. Okay, what I'm saying that later on, right, when the Hang Seng starts to go down later on, it will go down to KTR -1 rather easily. So KTR -1 is 27,582. So later on, if the market do pull back with CCYR, there is a small chance for quite a high chance, a high chance for the market to come down all the way to 27,582. The next KTR is 27,493. That one will be after the KTR -1. All right, so watch out for that. 27,582 will be the target level that I'm seeing for the market. Okay, all right, so we'll come back to this later. Okay, yeah, all right. So let's recap what happened on this Friday. Now, Friday, the market opens just above the pivot 1. So with the KSI green in color, it's very clear above OP, above pivot 1 is a buy. And to hit KTR +1 should be a walk in the park. Should be pretty simple. But if the market breaks below the pivot 1, based on rule, CCYR can short, right? When it goes back below pivot 1. But because the KSI is green in color, we aim for KTR minus 1. So basically, in short, KTR plus 1 should be able to reach. And if the market pulls back, KTR minus 1 should be also able to reach. So what happened on that day? Let's take a look. Now you can see very clearly the market opens here, and then it went sideways for a while. Then it started to move up very beautifully. It went all the way to KTR minus plus 1 perfectly. It went to KTR plus 1 perfectly. But what is even more amazing is that when the market started to peak here, it came down. And when it came down, it went down. And when it go below the OP and pivot 1, that means the seller will come in. I told you, right, where will it stop? I tell you, it will stop at KTR minus 1 easily, right? Now, KTR minus 1 is here. Do you notice that when the market hit KTR minus 1, that happened to be the day low of the day? The day low of the day was predicted by the KTR system. The day high was roughly predicted by the KTR system. Also, the KTR plus 1 and the KTR minus 1 was exactly what we forecast earlier before the market traded. So now you understand why we have such an amazing system. And the crazy part is this: if you miss these two entries to short or to long, when the price go back up itself, right? Do you notice that the market hit the KTR, hit the pivot 1, but it doesn't seem to go up higher? And based on rule, when the market hit the pivot and then do a CCYR and also below the OP, right, there's only one thing to do, is to sell the market. And when it came all the way down, right, the stunning part is this: the pivot 2 and the low of the day was just 1 point different. Wow, 1 point different. And of course, when the price is going up towards this point here, you notice the KSI is staying red. Now, when the price goes up and the market stays red, KSI stays red, and is below OP, right, I can tell you the probability of the market going down further is definitely there. And truth be told, you can see the market really slammed down all the way. Now, some of the students who remember what I told you about how to use the pivot and stuff like that, I know some of you text me on the side and you'll make money from shorting the market. Congratulations to all of you. Now, this is why I say the system is really amazing. Everything is all there in the morning, and you just have to wait for it to happen, and then you just trade according to rules. That is why I say the TWB system can really pass down. It is scalable to greater heights in the coming future. Definitely, for sure. Okay? All right, so hopefully you guys make money from the short on the Dow Jones on Friday. And let's look at the rest of the market right now. Okay, Hong Kong is still above the OP, so no much changes at the moment. China A50 has flat out a bit from the gap down, so maybe that's the reason why holding the Hang Seng higher. Okay, let's look at the market right now. Now, this is not a very good sign. Can you take a look? This is the Dow Jones conventional chart. So first of all, we do have a BNB, right? Previous BNB is by this guy here. Can you see that? The BNB. But after that, right, on last Friday, the market purposely tested the BNB RL, but it didn't stay above the BNB RL and pull back. Now, when it pull back, right, obviously the SL will be here. When the market loses the SL, right, we know that means the market will likely be going lower, right? It will be going lower. So where would it go? That's the first good question, right? So if where will it go, right? So look at the chart right now, the BNB chart. Okay, this is the market. Let's bring Dow Jones in. Now, everybody take a look. This is the Dow Jones day chart right now. So which means that if the market really continues, a new BNB, right? The new BNB. So if the market continue to go down, right, then that means that the Dow Jones may go all the way down to this particular point, 34,191. Now the Dow Jones is trading at 34,500 level. You're telling me that it go down to 34,191. We're talking about 300 more points here. Do you think it's possible? Well, in all honesty, right, I believe it is possible for the Dow Jones to come down to 34,191. So for traders, if you want to take advantage of this particular trade, if you think that the market is going to go down lower, then you can go for it, okay? My view is 34,191 is within possibility. Clear? All right, so that is what I'm seeing on the Dow Jones right now. And the other thing is this, the Dow Jones, right, another problem is that now it's touching the MA30. Now, I'm going to draw the BNB first. Now the BNB as of Friday, right, is also the level that break the all-time high level, right? Break the all-time high. Right, let me just confirm with this. Yeah, no, sorry, the high didn't break, sorry. But this movement up here itself is a BNB. And I did say before, whenever market is trending, suddenly come out of BNB, right, it's not a very good thing. And now it's a BNB again. And now the market has now technically has trading below the MA 30 right now. The MA 30 is about 34,550. And this morning, the Dow Jones already started to sell already by 160 points as of now. So what causes this to sell? I'm not too sure. It's our CNBC here will tell us. All right, so based on that, this is not healthy. And of course, there is a possibility that things can go all the way crazier. Now, the next level that the market can go, if the market really want to sell, it'll be all the way down to MA 200. And MA 200, I think will be a very, very strong support. So if the market pulls back, it will still be able to stay above the previous high. So that means the uptrend is still generally intact. Okay. Now this is the weekly chart. The weekly chart very clear. It has broke my uptrend, small uptrend line. So you've broken it, right? So I'll leave it there for a few more days and see whether it can go down. Now Hong Kong is now trading below OP already. Hong Kong is trading below OP. So let's see what happens later on. Now this is the Dow Jones for today already. This is Dow Jones for today. The opening price is here, but the KSI is still green in color. So the market is still going to have a lot of buying interest at the bottom. But because now it's trading below OP and below pivot 2, right? Then it means there should be selling pressure. Now the selling pressure can be to -1, -2, or there will be the next number, which is 34,396. So all I can say is this: so if anyone is shorting the Dow Jones today, please make sure that you take profit, at KTR -2 or -3, all right, because the KSI is green in color. If you insist to go for KCB chocolate bar, then the one that you are able to look on is a fresh chocolate bar, by the way, and that will be 34,396. Okay, that is if let's say if you are shorting the Dow Jones and you're going to aim for a level to take profit, right? This number 34,396 will be a good level to watch out for. Okay, all right, so there is the Dow Jones. That's the Nasdaq. Well, Nasdaq is down for the third day in a row in a way now, and it's touching the MA 30 soon. The MA 30 is about here, and the number is, well, hard to see, 14,630 itself. So the MA 30 is this number, 14,630. Let me just verify this one more time. Oh, sorry, my bad. Wait, 616, sorry. Should be here. 14,616. Okay, that is the number, not 30. Sorry about that. Okay, so what do we see from here right now? Well, if you remember about how I tell you about the BNB usage, right? So you look at the Dow Jones was aiming at this part here. So you look at the Nasdaq right now, the Nasdaq, right? Okay, the Nasdaq now, this is the BNB, and this is the 1x1, which achieved profit, right? Now this is the RL, and this is the SL. So now the market is trading at SL, and likely if it close or trade below the SL, it will come down to this point here. And this point here is 14,475. Okay, 14,475. So that is the Nasdaq potential downside if it goes down, based on the TWB system. So if you look at the chart right now, this is a Nasdaq chart. The Nasdaq chart also displays the same thing. The KSI is red in color, and now it's marginally holding above the pivot 2. So if the market stays below the pivot 2, we have a problem, all right? And some more, the TSCB is for PDP student. You notice that it just on Friday, it just broke the TSCB. So there is a potential chance for it to go down much lower. So of course, you can go all the way down to 14,358, but a bit far away. So I kind of suspect that it will likely stay around here, which is about 14,620 level. But that is the pivot 2, and also that the market in general are still bullish right now. Okay. Now S&P 500 has just broken down lower at 43.10 already. Now a couple of days ago when we were shorting S&P, then we were wrong. We cut our losses fast because we want to make sure our losses are kept with minimum. And of course, minimum losses a few days later on, finally one big one, we made back all the money. I think that is how we trade. We can lose small money, but end of the day, we must make back, and it seems to be happening right now. And S&P 500 is the only index now is trading below the MA30, so that's why we need to be very careful. All right, I think that's what the Dow Jones didn't, right? Oh, sorry, it did, but not as much as S&P. S&P a bit more. So will this continue to drop further? Well, based on the chart-wise, right, there's no much real support to begin with. If you insist that there be a support, right, then maybe I will put this one on. Maybe the nearest support I can think of that is feasible will be here. Yeah, because that is the resistance turn support, and support went all the way up. So I kind of suspect that S&P may have to drop under 42.72 area for for the support to be there. That's about another 50 points. So 50 points translate that will be another 400 point drop on the Dow Jones. So whether it's just going to happen or not, we will let the market decide. Okay. All right, so that is the S&P 500, and we look at S&P chart right now. S&P, here we go. Yeah, S&P is now also dabbling at the pivot 2 level. The KSI is red, so all of them have just flipped to red. All the US indices have flipped to red. And what does it mean then? That means that there will be a lot of selling present in the market today. So when the market goes down, it may ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, because a lot of traders will try to pick bottom. If the market really recover, you will see something like this. If the market couldn't take it, right, then the selling could bring it all the way down to this point here. Okay, so that is something that is about 42.40 level. That is a scary part of this. Okay, all right, so that is all the technical aspect for the US indices. So let's just look at the non-US indices again. We went to Hong Kong. Hong Kong is now down a bit now. It's down a bit. It came down to the BNB SL level. All right, China A50 is still kind of flat at the moment. When I use the day chart, it's always, when we use the MA30, it's always the day chart. And FYI, again, for those who just joined us, new TWB member, MA30 and MA200, right, is just for us for references for morning MAO. We do not use MA30 or MA200 for our TWB system. I'm just using it for references only. Okay, and just let you know, the MA30 and MA200, we are using linear weighted and using close. So other schools use simple moving average. They use simple, we use linear. They may use something else, not close, we use close. Okay, so ours is at 50 and 30 and 200 MA. Okay, got it, Alex? Yeah, now China A50 is coming down again. So after a pullback earlier, now it's like coming down already. I think this time it's going for it, likely chance. Okay, thank you. Now DAX. Now a couple of days ago, I already tell you guys why I keep on telling you DAX must take profit, right? Uncle Arun, are you here? So you notice that this is the day, right? This is the day. Is the highest. Okay, not too sure you can see from your screen or not. Yeah, I think you can see, right? Yeah, I redraw this. The day that the market hit the highest point, do you remember that I told you if the market is on the way up or on the way down, at the peak or at the bottom, right? If it's a BNB, be very, very careful. Because when you see that, right, that means the market is actually trying to fake traders up. You know why? Because you see, to create a BNB, right, if the market is on the way down, to create a BNB, you have to go up and come down and go up again. So this will create a big candle. So same thing, when the market is on the way up, then you have a up, then you are down, right? You create this movement. Now this movement is a BNB, and when this type of thing happen, right, that means the boys are involved already. And when they're involved, that means they want to make money out of this already. So truth be told, right, you can see very clearly, instinctively, right, this is where the BNB is. So this is the SL, right, on the day before, and the market collapsed and easily gave you the 1x1. This is the 1, and this is the 1x1, right? The market easily gave it to you, the 1x1. Okay, so that's the reason why, if you look at it, why I always love BNB. Why I always love BNB, right? Because you can see this right now on the screen. This is DAX. Can you see that? Beautiful, right? So if you follow what you've been doing, this is the BNB. The SL is here. The RL is here, right? When the market break the SL, this is the distance, and this is the 1x1, right? Easily the market will come down to here, and you can see that. Beautiful. That's why I can tell you this, guys. The traders, if you understand how to utilize the KSI in a day chart, and you happen to have bumped into a BNB, I tell you this, making money now is no longer difficult. And the money making is just only not like small 10 pip, 20 pip. No, we're talking about 50 pip, 100 pip, 100 points, 200 points. So for this particular trade, right, for this DAX, this particular trade, if you look carefully, the profit margin for this itself, right, there's some, you need to just wait for it to tabulate a little bit. The profit margin for this particular trade, right, is about nearly 100 points over here. 100 points is a lot of money. If you know how to utilize this 100 point, right, it's really worth a lot. All right, so that's what happened on the DAX. Okay, and the last one will be the Nikkei. Let's take a Nikkei right now. Now Nikkei is also down. Now Nikkei has a death cross already, and I told you before that it's below MA 30. And it's below MA 200. You can see that. And of course, the scary part of this Nikkei, let me show you something here. Scary part, I say. Do you notice that this is the Nikkei scary part? That means if Nikkei, right, is to trade anywhere soon, Nikkei, this is the BNB. Can you see that? This BNB is very big. So the upside potential and the downside potential is kind of scary. Can you see that? Michael Ang says that, Cal, I observe that whenever there's a BNB, the next possible trend is most likely against the color of the BNB bar. Okay, if the BNB is yellow, subsequently it'll be red. Honestly, I didn't research on this. That's a very good observation, Michael. Maybe you can do a research on this, and then we'll talk about this during tomorrow's Super Tuesday. That's kind of cool, though. I never observed that, and that's cool. Okay, so Cheng Kui today for DAX down. Yeah, more downside today for DAX. Yeah, today we should see more downside for DAX. Okay, you can see that how y'all who have traded. Let me explain this to you, right? This is the BNB, right? And I told you this is the RL, this is the SL. RL stands for resistance level, SL support level. Now, during last Tuesday and the last Tuesday, I've been telling you how to use BNB in a very interesting way. It's called the risk-reward ratio manner. Now, of course, to short below SL will be the safest. But if you have rules like your TWB system call you to sell, and you notice that the market basically has to go below the RL, right? At this juncture where my X button, I'm just showing you X, right? You can actually start to short already. So if you short, you can aim all the way down to the SL level for the first TP. And if the market really loses the SL, right? Wow, it can go down to all the way to the 1x1. Do you know that if you enter here and your stop loss put here, this is your risk and this could be your rewards. And the reward can be like multiple times, can be 4 times, can be 5 times, can be even 10 times. This is how I have been watching the market, and I've been advising people how to trade. Really, I'm not kidding you. What we do is we combine conventional charting with the BNB on a day chart, then combine with TWB system, right? I tell you, the result is deadly. I tell you that it's ridiculously good. All right, so that's the reason why I can tell you this. That's a rational reason why more and more traders are making money, because if you understand this, they will know that there is really a chance to make money right now, and it's all purely technical. All right. So for you guys who just saw the impact of this, if you like what you just saw, can you key the word BNB, right? If you like what we just saw with something like this, all right, please key BNB right now. So Dex, so Chinghui, have I answered you? Michael, have I answered you? Wow, Hong Kong is selling off already. Hong Kong is selling off already. Okay, so Hong Kong most likely will be going down. You have broke the SL level, right? Live, huh? So Hong Kong most likely will come down to this point, 27,113 level. Okay, thank you, Michael and Cheng Kui. All right, 27,113 level. So traders can aim there lah. Just put it there lah. If it doesn't hit down there, the market will tell you anyway. Not today, not immediately, but the days it will hit. So that's why I always tell you this: trading cannot just expect to win today. The market need to be ready. Sometimes it's very nice, boom, one time give it to you, right? Sometimes it take a while. Look at it. Example recently, right? Look at all the BNB. These are all the ex-BNB, right? Right, the BNB, once you break the SL, within 2 days, it hit the one-time one. Within 2-3 days, it hit the one-time one. Now, sometimes when it broke, it doesn't go down. Let me just see whether, you see? Sometimes the entire BNB, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. But if you look carefully, right, this is still the RL, and this is still the SL, right? Sorry, my drawing is terrible. This is the RL, and this is the SL. Do you notice that if you know that there is a RL here, and on this day you have your technique call for sell on the Hang Seng, you can aim here, the SL, right? Because it's like KTR, one level to another level. Now, what is scary and amazing is, look at it, the low of the day is perfectly the SL. Oh my goodness, crazy and insane stuff. But of course, sometimes it broke the SL, right? We do expect it to go lower, but it doesn't happen that and reverse. So this one, no choice, we have to accept it. Sometimes it does happen. But I did tell you guys one of the trick here is, right? Always do this. Don't just, expect the one-time one to happen. I told you before, right? Take the one-time one that you're going to project, right? Then you divide by 2. That means you get the midpoint of the one-time one. And then when it hit the midpoint, right, do remember to take some profit and also put the SWL. Like that, if the market reverse course, right, you can get yourself SWL out while you take partial profit first. Can you understand this? If you can understand this, right, please key number 1 right now. This is very, very important and very crucial, guys. This is something that you must remember. How do we do this, okay? So don't just because you want to aim the one-time one, then you just let it run. You always must understand risk-reward ratio is good to have, and make sure that you have price, what they call price advantage. I use the word by M Trader and Arun, price advantage. Price advantage means that you get to go in early in the market. But obviously getting in early in the market, right, you need to take risks. But it's calculated risk, and that's how we do. So tomorrow we talk about this again, about this thing called calculated risk. All right, so we have covered all the indices, and I also take a bit of step to tell you what am I looking at in the market. So hopefully you guys will benefit from this. Today's sharing is very good, right? Okay, Hang Seng now is still trading lower right now. It's trading lower, as I told you before. DAX, as I mentioned to you, that DAX should be going lower. Where will the support be? Well, DAX support will be somewhere here at about 15,420. But from the way the market is moving right now, right, I think it'll go lower. Most likely is this chocolate bar here. So Cheng Kui, I believe that today DAX support will be at 15,297. So Friday's closing is 15,500. So there should be about 200 points drop today. I suspect today DAX will drop by 200 points. Okay, I believe DAX will drop by 200 points. Okay, at least for me, my personal take right now. Okay, my personal take. Okay, so are we clear with all these indices? Excellent. All right, let's look at China A50. Oh, wow, China A50 hit my target, 16,436. Is a low. 16,439. It means by 3 points. Not bad, not bad. Okay, reasonable. Okay, all right. So you understand why charting is so important, and you do know that when it comes to trading, it's all right. My charting is reasonable, reasonable. Okay, let's look at the commodities right now. Commodities wise, really nothing much on the news side. It's just that India gold now sold at discount the first time in a month, but that's in a month, so nothing special. Then of course, full gold is basically a food one, so just ignore it. And basically, really nothing. On gold side, really got no much news, so nothing much to say. Now, but what we saw on gold on Friday is another different thing. Now, gold on Friday, very clearly, it is down. Okay, so let's go through the motion. The opening price is between the two pivot, right? So by right, the market with the KSI green and no blue bars, the market should be positive. Okay, but there's a few problems. Number one, the problem one is that the day before is a doji. Can you see that? Doji. Now, I already told you guys when you see doji, right, likely the next day will be directional day. Directional day, you look at OP. If above OP, it will be a buy. Below OP, it will be a sell, right? This is something that I've been telling you guys, and I think you guys have remembered this. I said this many, many times. And the second thing is this. All right, now don't you notice that there's no blue bars, KSI is green. So we also remember, right, when the market trades, right, there's this KTR plus 1 and KTR minus 1. And I said this many times before, when the market is basically supposed to go up, it should be able to go to KTR plus 1 rather easily, right? It's supposed to be like that. So when the market doesn't behave in this manner, right, what will happen? What will happen? If the market is supposed to go to KTR plus 1 easily, but if it doesn't happen, right, tell me guys, if the market doesn't go to 8 KTR plus 1 easily, once it go below OP, right, what will naturally happen? Can anyone tell me if the market doesn't go doesn't go to KTR plus 1, when in general it's supposed to easily go there, what do you expect to see when the market goes below OP? Can you tell me? No answer yet. Or is it my screen is hanged? I think my screen is hanging again. Yeah, the opposite will happen, right? Indeed, the opposite will happen. Now my screen is hanging. I'm not sure why. Okay. All right. So the opposite will happen, and it may go down to KTR minus 1. No. Michael, because the KSI is green in color, it will not go to KTR minus 2, minus 3. All right. At least minus 1. Now we must understand this. We're not going to tell you things that we see already. Then we say, oh, we go to KTR minus 3. That is bullshit, okay? We are very genuine. What we know, we will tell you. What we cannot tell you, or we don't think it will be fair to let you have some misinformation just to make you happier, I will tell you that no. The answer is if the market break below OP, when the KSI is green in color, likely to go to KTR minus 1 is high. After that itself, right, will it go anywhere lower, right? That one is up to market to decide. Okay? So you got an idea? We are very specific, and we don't want to mislead people. All right, so that's very important. Okay, so hopefully everybody is clear that what I have to offer here. Okay, great. All right, so we have the idea already, right? So let's see what the market what happened. Now let's see everybody. You can see on the screen right now, right? The market was just hovering. But the thing is that did it give you any warning? Yes, indeed. Early morning, the BNB already appeared. Can you see that? Then if you put the BNB RL and SL, right, you will notice that the market breaks below the SL. And after that, what happened? The market couldn't go down already, couldn't go up already. Now, of course, it goes all the way down and hit the KTR minus 1, just as we predicted earlier. And that's where it stopped. But the problem continued to surface when the market goes down. This is OP, this is P2, right? Now, below OP, below P2, what should you do? Below OP, below P2, what should you do, everybody? Below OP, below P2, what should we do? Can anyone tell me? Right, it seems that my thing is the comment. Okay, Gary says sell. But how to sell, Gary? Use what to sell? Huh? Sell, yeah, but how to sell? Use what to sell? What's the technique to sell? Anyone can tell me? Yay, Gary, exactly, right? Below OP, below P2, CCYR, sell. Below OP, below P2, CCYR, sell. Now, why this sell is so powerful? Because this sell comes with a BNB. This guy is a BNB. So yellow with red, BNB, crossover, KTR -1, trigger pivot 2, meaning, right, 3 key points are there, and bang, straight away the gold collapse from 1822, go all the way down to 1810. I mean, excuse me, guys, don't you find that all these things are something that you can learn and learn and learn, and you know exactly what to do? So that's why whenever we see the market, right, if you already know what to expect, like, we will know that if the market, create a BNB, we will stand by ourselves. And of course, if after that what happened, the market, if you see go the inverse direction or the same direction, we just have to follow through, and you can see that the market is quite incredible. So that's why, Michael, sometimes you may say that the color usually the BNB color may be opposite of what happened next, but sometimes you also see the BNB, then the market still continue to go higher or go lower. Remember that? So I don't think that your statement there is all right, but maybe majority of them should be correct because of the reversal patterns. Okay, so that is why Friday, right? I keep on telling people that those who have gold position to be careful because of all these telltale signs the boys have left for us. Remember, the boys cannot call you and tell you what they are doing, but they can leave signs for you, and it's all about you, whether can you see it during the trading day. Not easy, but it is possible. That's why on Friday, I believe Susan also called for this, right? Susan say it's a BNB, and after the CCYR came in, and after the gold came down, stuff like that. Okay, all right, so that is the goal. Let's look at the market right now. While market right now, China A50 is trading lower right now. Still the same probably. Hong Kong is trading lower, that's for sure. Okay, let's look at the gold market. Now, gold is trading slightly above the opening price right now, and is marginally above the MA200. Okay, so now we have an interesting point. The market is supposed for gold is have to be down because equity market is down, and my theory is equity market is down, usually gold also go down, right? So what's happening right now, because the morning opening price and the MA200 is all in line. The opening price and the MA200 is in line. And of course, when that thing happen, the market will be strong towards the upside. So the upside should be able to go up to all the way the 1834 level. In terms of chocolate bar, maybe you go to about 1829. So I can write down for you just in case. 1829 is the chocolate bar level. 1834 is the FIBO level. Okay, so FIBO chocolate. Okay, so do take note. So as long as the gold stays above OP this morning, gold should be going higher. Gold is 1810 today opening price. So for gold upside is there lah, if it stays above OP. Now if it doesn't stay above OP, then where can gold go, right? Gold can come back down to the MA230 level. Now MA30 is about here at 1800. 1800. So gold, the support is about 1800 level. Okay, got the idea? Okay, all got the idea? Good, good. Okay, let's continue then. I think having some problem with my comment box, getting very slow now again. Why? HBL, so everybody at home. Okay, all right. So that is the gold chart. And of course, the gold chart with the weekly chart, we already hit the 1820 MLP, right? I told you, right? So it already triggered already last week. So it will be a form of resistance now. And if it cross over 1820, wow, gold can go much higher. And 1856 should be the next level. Okay, 1856. Okay, so that is gold. Let's look at the gold chart right now. Now, gold for today, the opening price is here between the two pivots. Opening price is between two pivots. The KSI is green in color, but no blue bars at the bottom. So very bullish. That's why gold today above OP in general is a buy. So the first target 1820 for the TWB system. Now do note TWB system and a conventional system is different. So if you are using the TWB to enter, you also must take the TWB exit, okay? So 1820 is the upside for gold, which I kind of believe that likely gold will be going to that level, 1820 mark. Okay, all right, clear? Yeah, clear. So the next one will be silver. Now silver on Friday crashed down by a long big black bar and it's coming back down again to 2550 level. So already broke my important important MLP and stuff like that. So now we can look at it. Okay, so the MLP will be somewhere around here, and of course the market now can. Okay, see that it's a chance now to take care of the market already. Okay, the market has been going on for a long time. So this is the what's the BNB? BNB is here, right? The new one is the yesterday Friday is a BNB on its own already. So that means that silver has a potential to give both sides. It can go much greater. Let me just bring up colors. This is the 1x1. So the difference is about $1. So we can go and see upside $1, and that will give you $27.50 as target. Vice versa, if the market goes down, all right, then of course it may down by $1, and that will give us even worse position. Let me just see. Okay, where did I draw? Oh dear. A new one here. So it may drop down by $1 and give you about 24.50. Yeah. Okay, so that is the silver price for conventional. So you look at the silver counter, right? The silver indicator is ready. You all can contact Ben to obtain it. Please contact Ben to obtain the silver counter indicator. The way it works is exactly the same. Today is below OP, below pivot 2, so maybe there's some selling. So you see that silver is a sell, but gold is a buy. So if you think that they work in tandem, then maybe you don't short silver lah. But if silver go down, then the gold will also come down later on, be affected. But at least now they are doing opposite direction. Gold is going up, silver is coming down. Very interesting, right? So that's why I say you always must follow the chart. You cannot use fundamental. 1 + 1 is never equals 2 in the financial market. All right, for financial market, 1 + 1 is never equals to 1. It can be 3, it can be 4. But my point here is off. Okay, so the last one will be the crude oil. Now, crude oil is still coming down. It's already trading at $70.44. And I told you guys, I see crude oil coming down to $69.50. I already tell you that crude oil should be coming down to $69.50. And I'm still adamantly believe that that will happen. All right. So recently, when people look at crude oil, they don't dare to buy, don't dare to buy, don't dare to buy. Then when it hit about 74, 75, then all jumping to buy and expect $80 to come, $90 to come. And I did tell you guys, no, if the market create a BNB at the highest point and reverse, right, usually there'll be some selling. So if you remember what I say about crude oil and also how I talk about the BNB, all right, so if you look at this, everybody take a look. Now, everybody, that means you can see based on the BNB structure, right, of what I share with you, right, this is the BNB, right, and now the market loses the SL, right, likely crude oil will drop all the way down to $68.48. Yes. Okay, you go all the way down. Sorry, I didn't pick a phone call of my mom. Right? Okay. Wait, let me just text my mom. Just a moment. Sorry. Okay, sorry everybody. Just give me a bit more time. I'm gonna get myself ready. Yeah, Juana. Okay, guys, I'm back. Okay, here we go. Okay, so that is the target for crude oil later this week. Okay, all right. So that's my movement on crude oil. All right. So everybody clear? So you know what to do for today. Today will be a great day for trading. As long as you know what to do for this week, I'm pretty sure you guys gonna make good money from the market. All right, so we come to the end of part one of the MAO. I can go to the 15 seconds break right now. 15 seconds, okay? I'll come back in 15 seconds. If you are staying on, we'll talk about the alternate market views. Today's segment, today's content is kind of important. Stay tuned, huh? I'll see you in 15 seconds. Okay, guys, I'm back for the second part of the alternate market views. All right, let's continue on this. Okay, I'm having a bit of problem with the Facebook Live in terms of the comments once again. So not too sure. Do you have this problem? Oh, okay. Okay, let's continue. Okay, right. Now this is the 10-year real yields, and you see now the 10-year real yields and S&P, the Nasdaq, right? It seems to be moving in track. So the real yields are actually moving in track. That means that if the yields are coming down itself, right, the Nasdaq 100, okay, is actually moving in tandem, and this is quite interesting. Okay, so of course this is something that is quite incredible. That if you don't put it together, right, you cannot see it, but you put it together, you realize that they move in quite a tandem. So the big techs are actually following the real yields down. All right, the real yields is inverted yield. Okay, all right. So now the market breadth, can you see that now we have a problem, right? All the way itself, right? The market, when it's going upwards, the market breadth also follow. But since by the so-called mid of April around here, that is where things have to decouple. The market breadth kept lowering and the stock market kept going higher. Now, this is something unique and it's never have happened before this year. And of course, when this thing happened, right, that means that the market itself, right, is actually now decoupled. And when that happened, that means that there are some manipulation in some of the selected sectors. And when you do that, that means that it's just a matter of time. Either the market pulls back down significantly, or the market breadth returns. Now, for the market breadth to recover, you need to have the economy recovering, sentiment recovering, inflation down. All these must happen. But if you look at it, right, it's almost difficult for this thing to really happen. So if you want to have them coming back together again, right, what must happen is likely the market breadth must go up a little bit, and then the market pulls back significantly, and then we have the coming back together again. Now, of course, is it really necessary for the S&P and the market breadth to be together? Well, it's not necessarily have to be, but logically it's like that, right? Logically it's like that. I mean, you're going together. So that is the thing that as I say, the market breadth refuses to confirm the overall exuberance of this recent run. That means that the breadth is not buying what's happening right now. That is something that's pretty scary. Okay, and you can see that, right, over here is very clear that underneath the surface, traditional defensive sector like utility, staples, and real estate are all outperforming, with energy getting monkey hammered. Okay, monkey hammered. Financial ended lower despite earnings being encouraging. Now, the financials are the one in yellow, right? So you see the financials are not doing well. Then the one in light blue and gray is materials and consumer staples are not doing well. The one that's moving up like this crazy is the utilities, then followed by the, consumer is doing okay. Then the one that's at the bottom was consumer discretional. Okay, so but the worst thing is this one, energy, the last 3 days have been down quite a fair bit because of the oil price coming down. So when oil price coming down, isn't that the cost coming down? One way to look at it is true, but the other way to look at it is that probably the economy is not able to facilitate or accept this current crude oil price. So it's a bit of delicate balance here at this moment, all right? But still, anyway, FYI, still overall okay, except for those people buy energy counter, right, they're stuck. Right, this is the last two charts for today. Watch out for this. Now, this is S&P 500 index real dividend yield. Now, you can take notice of this. You can now take picture if you want to. Okay, now every time when the real dividend yield is very important, this real dividend yield is that the yield that the S&P are able to get for itself in true earnings. You notice that when you go to 2% as a benchmark, right? Whenever you go to 2%, right, you can see almost instantly the market will drop. Almost every time the market will drop when the market hit 2%. Now, of course, for the third time, it dropped a little bit only, and then it go up again. But today, wow, we have 4% mark. No, do you know that our real dividend yield is minus 4%, but the stock market is at all-time high again. So the thing is this, are we going to see something happening soon? Are we going to see a magnitude like this or a magnitude like this? Honestly, based on the chart, it is really possible. It is really possible. And we're talking about this drop could be as drastic as about basically, right, 200 points to 400 points drop from where we are today. So that's about 10% drop. So what do you think? Would there be a 10% drop on the S&P? So that is something that you must consider. All right, this is from Lotman Econometrics. All right, so this one you can do a research yourself. Okay, it's quite interesting. That's one of it, and the last one is this thing called the Peter Lynch rule of 20 valuation method, right? So basically, right, when the counter itself, right, is more than 20 times X, that means that the market is still okay. Whenever it go by to 25, it's very expensive. So you can notice that every time when the market on its own in a very fair normal, when it go up to 25, that was back in 1973, the stock market sell off. In back again, it was in 25, it was back in 1987. All right, I read it for you, 1987. Then after that, in 1999, it went ballistic, right? And that was the NASDAQ crisis. So the problem is now we are 35 times and we are nothing yet. Okay, so I repeat, this is what happened in 1973. That is where the market sell off that time, recession. Then after that, in 1987, the Wall Street crash. Then this is 1999, where the market, the NASDAQ crisis. And of course, now today we are at the 2020 level and nothing has happened, but we are 35 times. Okay, 35 times and higher. So which means that it's just a matter of time that the market will just lose its footing and just fall off the cliff. All right, so I still believe that we're going to see an 8% drop to as much as 15% drop. Now, I don't think 15% will reach so fast, but 8% I'm quite confident. Okay, so where the S&P right now, right, let's look at S&P one more time before we wrap it up for today. Now the S&P 500 today, now here is the level. Okay, S&P, the highest point is 43.93, right? 43. The S&P high is 43.93. So you multiply by 0.92, you will get a number. What number do you get? Okay, 43.93 times by 0.92, you get a number 4041. Okay, so my forecast is that the S&P may drop all the way down. Okay, all the way down to here, 4041. Now, of course, you may say, Kel, are you crazy? How can this happen? I'm just basically doing a simple mathematics here. I take the highest point, I multiply by minus 8%. So it is like that. But of course, will this actually really happen? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just giving you my ballpark figure. Not 1 day, 2 days, maybe it will take about 5 days, 10 days, 20 days, 30 days, who knows? Right, one of the day, it will just happen. Okay, so that is my personal sharing on how I see the S&P and how I see the general market. And of course, end of the day is this, you can follow the chart. If the chart say buy, please return back to the buying mode and make sure you buy in the market. And of course, for myself, we also be doing that. We just have to follow the rules and make money from the financial market, okay? Okay, so, okay, that will be all for today. All right, thank you for today. Now, this afternoon, sorry again, because I got something to do in the afternoon. So no afternoon MAO, but Susan will be there to help you guys to trade to the market. Okay. So thank you once again, guys. Sorry if I couldn't see your posting and writing. It's not coming in. I will see you guys tomorrow during tomorrow's running MAO. Bye bye, everybody. Take care. Have a great day. Bye bye. Bye bye.